and welcome back to Madness Mondays. And today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So we're going to go through 5 tips that will help you improve at Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry. So let's get into it. Now the first thing that I'm going to talk about is troops. Now there will be different enemies in the game, and different enemies do different things, and different enemies are easier or harder to kill. So the first enemy on the list is, first of all, we have the standard troop. Now these are the guys the 3 who are stood closest to the hay bale. There's nothing special about them at all. Like, they pretty much, so they can, I'll just kill the axe guy. So they can be parried, they can just be slapped, they can get killed in every way possible, and they can get caught into a kill streak, which basically means when you get a counter, you can then immediately kill them. So these guys are pretty easy. The next troop is the Angel troop, which is this guy, and right now I'm just being attacked by a whole bunch of French because it took me a while to find one of them. So the Angel troop cannot just be attacked. He will constantly parry you until he breaks your defense and just murders you. He can be killed using a counter and then a kill, and he can also be caught in kill streaks. His defense can also be broken, which makes him a little bit stronger than the normal troops, but pretty much all the same. The next troop on the list is the Heavy troop. Now these guys are a little bit of an upgrade in difficulty because they carry a big axe. You cannot just attack them, and they cannot be caught in a kill streak, as I am about to show you now. He just punches me in the face. So basically, the way that you get this guy is, he hurts. Is you need to break his defense and then attack him, but this guy got me. Or use the counter thing to avoid him and get behind him. So that's how you deal with the heavy guy. Now we have probably one of the strongest troops in the game. These guys are called the captains, and let me just get their attention real quick. Hate me! Thank you. Now, these guys are very, very annoying. You can't just straight up attack them. They just parry everything. You can't break their defense. They're annoying. The only way to kill them is to counter them, and then basically you're gonna kick him in the balls, and then you do a break defense and get him by behind. Now you can just slap him when you do the counter, but it's quicker if you break the defense. The final enemy on the list is the Marksman. Now he is not in any way the toughest enemy, but he is a little bit unique because of his weapon. He can shoot you from a ranged, and the way that you can block this is while he's aiming for you, you can grab a actual person, as I will show you now, or I just killed him. Good job, me. Okay, I'm gonna show you with the captain. So you can so you can press X and get them into a thing, and I'm gonna explain the rest about the guy when I'm finished with these guys. Okay, sorry about that. I just couldn't think while I was fighting. Right, so basically the Marksman troops are exactly the same to the normal troops, apart from their weapon. So they can just be slapped, broken defense, or caught in kill streaks and countered. So that is all for the troops in this game, and now it is time to move on to number 4. For this tip, I have taken off to the seas to tell you about ship difficulty. So which ships are the strongest, which ships are the weakest. The weakest ships in the game are the gunboats, and there's really not much point in attacking these guys Sometimes they'll hold like a couple fire barrels, but that's really it. And right next to him, who's currently being attacked, is the scooter, the second weakest. Now, these guys can be boarded, unlike the gunboat, and they really only hold like cloth, sugar, and rum. So if you're looking for metal and all that, then they're not really the guys you should be attacking. The third weakest is the brig. Now, these guys will carry metal, and they have a naval ram. These guys are a little bit harder to take down than the scooters, and can sometimes be a bit of a challenge. Right here we have the frigate. Now, this one looks like a proper naval boat that you'd usually see from like the olden times, quite piratey, and these guys are really quite hard to take down if you don't have a strong boat, and usually hold some pretty good cargo. Finally, the strongest ship in the game, the man-of-war. These guys are monsters of the seas. They can fire up to 5 mortar shots at a time. They carry some ridiculous cargo, and every shot they fire is a fire shot. So, unless you've got a fully upgraded ship, I suggest you stay away from these guys. Now, for this one, we're gonna stay on the seas. And this is a general tip that you'd think you'd understand. But alas, I made this mistake a couple of times. Never, ever, 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 ever. Just don't do it. Just do not, whatever you do, ram into the side of a man-of-war. Because then you're slowed down, and he's most likely gonna screw you up. I got really lucky then. Yeah, it just doesn't work. Time for tip 2 before I get screwed over. The number 2 tip on this list is a stealth tip. Now, if you are currently being seen and you jump into a bush, it will kick you out again. This can get annoying. But if you are being seen, when this guy turns around, but if you are being seen and you jump into a bush, you're perfectly fine. The enemy will come towards you and you can stab him. The whole hay bale thing also applies with doors. It does the exact same thing. It can get tedious. Actually, it's nothing but tedious. Well, anyway, now it's time to go to the number 1? Oh my god, number 1. The number 1 spot on this list. Now, the final tip on this list is if you're absolutely getting pummeled, like I am now, on a ship battle, just jump off. Just go for a swim. Your crew will deal with it. Just sit in the water. Maybe if you just sit on the side or something, ready to get back up there, your health will regen. Because there's no worse thing than boarding a ship and then dying while boarding the ship. That's just an annoying thing. But for some reason, if you're dying while in a ship battle, there's something wrong with you. Like, have you been paying attention to the combat in this game? You could hardly call it combat. Now, those are all of my tips for this game. This is a bit of a different take on a Madness Mondays video. Usually I do like mini games and stuff, but with a Madness Mondays, you don't know what I'm gonna do. It's completely random. This video was partially made for Braden or Killian Yang, so I can see some improvement in his ability in the game. Not that I'm saying he's not good, but I'm saying he could be better. I'll leave a link to his newest Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry video in the description below. But anyway, guys, I would like to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye!